Hey there, I am out at the new More Prana Gardens today, but I still don't live here. And that is a whole pile of stories. But for today, I just want to show you a little bit of what we've done, what we've been working on, and that kind of thing. So, first and obviously most importantly, I hung a wind chime. I am going to have to move it because it doesn't get a lot of breeze over there, and I need to put it someplace that the wind will actually blow on it. But I'm really excited that it's there because I bought that when I found out I was moving out here. So it's been like 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. And I've just been waiting for the opportunity to hang it somewhere. So it's up and I am happy, even if I do need to move it. I'm happy it's out here. Let's go look at the problem and just get that part over with. So this over here is the bulk of the problem for why I'm not moved yet. This has been an ongoing issue since December. So you can see that pile of like frames, and I'm using that word very loosely. We hired a guy to build solar panel stands for me, and I'm not going to tell you the whole story right now, but so dude said he was going to do them based off a design that he used on his own, and apparently dude didn't know what he was talking about. And it took me several tries to get him out here to do it. And the last time that I called him, which was in January, he told me he didn't understand the scope of the project. He designed the project. He said all these other things, and basically he went over budget and he wasn't willing to finish it. And then they started falling down, and they broke 3 of my solar panels when they fell. So I'm down to 24 panels now instead of 27. But now we've taken all the solar panels off, we've taken down the frames, and we can't get the posts out of the ground. They're really, really deep. And we've tried like a farm jack, an auger, like we're gonna have to hire somebody to get the posts out of the ground. I do have new solar panel stands in boxes over here that were like designed to be, they're commercially bought. They're gonna work. They're absolutely 100% going to work once I can get these posts out of the ground and get them set up. So this is the bulk of the holdup, but we're working on it. So this is the worst one. And when this one fell, it was one of those frames. This was on one end of it, and the one that was in the center hit those posts that we have to get out of the ground and bounced over and clearly hit it here, but just the entire thing shattered. So that is a problem. And I think I'm just gonna have to go with having less power now because I can't afford to replace 3 solar panels. They're not cheap. Last fall when we started coming out here, I popped some things into the ground so that they would be getting ready for me, and I have a comfrey. It's looking a little thirsty. We had 8 inches of rain out here last week, but now it's been like 5 days since we had rain. This comfrey I already harvested half of, and I used it to mulch a goji berry over there, which I will show you in a bit. And then there's another one here. And then I have a couple of small ones off in the tree line over there. And then I also put in some spots of garlic chives. So, they smell garlicky. So these are like kind of here along the back of the ravine. And then just a little while ago, like an hour ago, a friend and I went tromping. We went all the way like to the road and around and up the high part of the road, and then we came back this way through the woods. And I am so good at getting lost, y'all. If you ever want to get lost, let me navigate and we're gonna get lost, I promise you. But over there is where I want to move the bee yard. And so we took clover, phacelia, alfalfa, cilantro, just some different flowering stuff, and spread a whole bunch of seeds in all the sunny spots over there. We found some deer bones that this deer has been gone a long time. The bones were very clean, and I found some of those same bones last year, but we found more. So my friend grabbed all those, and I think he's gonna take them home, which would be nice. you know, spread the love. But we have lots of stuff growing naturally, of course, it's a forest. But I was happy to find the black-eyed Susans down there. And there's lots of sweet gums right here that I'm gonna need to do something about. I like them, but there's a lot. So I might need to reduce their numbers. We're behind my house now. Over here, I put in, I wanna say like 10 comfrey roots in like November last year. There was a little while of no rain, so some of them didn't take at all. I don't think, I haven't found them yet, but some of them are teeny. So here's a teeny one. Oh, he's got a little leaf down in the ground too. His leaf got buried somehow. And here's a teeny one, and here's a teeny one. So they're small, but that's okay. It's a little bit shaded here, so they're gonna grow slow. But I know that I laid the roots down in a line. So if you take a root cutting from comfrey and you put it in the ground, that's the way it's gonna run. They don't run much, but that's the way it's gonna run. So these three should easily run together. The outer two would run together. I have two back at the other house that are about this big. They're like planted 7 feet apart and they're touching in the middle. So I may have put these too close, but that's okay. We can move things, it's fine. I also put a whole watermelon back here last fall, but I haven't seen any evidence of it. I haven't seen like any of the rind, or I haven't seen any of it coming up. I have a feeling, you know, deer and whatever probably ate it. They probably got a little tipsy off of it because it was kind of fermented when I put it down. This I didn't plant, but I'm deciding if I should keep it here. It's right on the edge of the property, but this could be a production area. So I'm not sure yet. I have time to figure it out. This is either a dewberry or a wild blackberry, which are pretty close to the same thing. There's a kind of wild blackberry out here and there's dewberries out here. I just haven't scanned this particular plant. But there's one here, one right out there, and there's one over here. And they are thorned, as my ouch may have given away. These might be good to have around the edges to kind of hedge the property in for deer and the boars. There's for sure boars. Just to kind of discourage entry. I also have elderberry for that, which will make the animals sick if they eat them. Not like all the way sick, but make them not want to eat it again. So maybe they'll stop at that line. I probably also just need to get an electric fence for them, but we shall see. I want to show you what I've done in the chicken yard, which does not look all that exciting right now, but it is when you imagine that they are babies and they will get bigger. Let's go see. Okay, so chicken coop, which will have a little chicken door, but for now it does not. I need to finish painting it. I'm gonna primer it in white, and then I have this nice purple for the sheds with black trim, and then a dark purple for my house with black trim, but that is probably gonna be a while because budgets. But in here, I've planted not what I told you I was gonna plant. I know in the Stark Brothers haul video, I told you, oh, I wanna do this and this and this, and I changed the whole plan, except for one. Yeah, one thing is where I meant to put it. But that's okay, because it was things that needed to be planted, and I could put them, this is off, don't worry. I could put them inside of the electric fence, and I have layers of fencing right now because deer have bad depth perception. So I figured this would help keep them out. We have a mulberry. It's looking really rough. It needs some help. I'm gonna pull some of the comfrey from over there and put it around it. And then there's a little moringa tree. He's also having a rough time of things right now. And there's an oregano plant also having a hard time, but these things are living by stun method right now. They are sheer, total, utter neglect. They are out here, they get rain when it rains. When I'm out here, we bring them buckets of water, but that's about it. Over here, the goji berry looked like it died, but then it put on a couple of little leaves. And then the strawberries that were planted around it, every plant got 3, but most of them didn't, their strawberries didn't live. But its strawberries survived. And then over here, we have a Santa Rosa plum. 2 of its strawberries survived, its moringa survived, and its yarrow survived. The other yarrow did not. Oh, that was a really cute spider. Bye, spider. And then over here, this is a consort black currant. And, ooh, it is sandy. What happened to you, bud? And one of its strawberries survived. And some bug has been eating it, but that's okay. It looks like it's strong enough, it's gonna be okay. So that is what is going on in the chicken yard. The mulberry, I'm gonna let get pretty big, and that's gonna help shade the coop. And also it's gonna let the chickens eat the mulberries, which should give them really pretty yolks. My first chicken flock, like that was 2012, I think. My first flock lived under a mulberry tree and they had gorgeous yolks. And then the Santa Rosa plum should get pretty big. They can eat what drops off of it too. And they can eat strawberries. This year I'm gonna be plucking the flowers and the fruits so that they can send out their runners and spread. I need to put a comfrey in here, and a lot of it's also gonna be annuals. I'm gonna do, sorry, it's hot out here. I'm gonna do like the cool weather leafy things, spinach and lettuce and all those for them. And then I'll get some Malabar spinach going in here. Probably, I'm gonna trellis it on that side because that's the afternoon sun side. So I'll probably put the Malabar over there so it's got that good, thick, leafy cover to help with evaporative cooling. Evaporative cooling is what was lost inside of my head. It's hot, y'all. It feels so good in the trees, but out here in the lot that they stripped it when they cleared it last year, which they said they had to do because of how much brush there was. It wasn't what I wanted, but it had to happen, so here we are. But yeah, it's hot out here right now with no cover, but I'll get it back. We'll get it back. It's gonna be good. Y'all look. Ah! Y'all look. I got a housewarming present. A friend came out to help last weekend. Sorry, buzzy thing. A friend came out to help last weekend and bought me a wheelbarrow as a housewarming gift. So thank you, friend who bought me a housewarming gift. And stop it, thing that is buzzing my head. Rude. Very, very rude. Okay, I'm gonna move this so you can see the other thing. Hang on a second. I brought out one tier of my green stock. So this tier has been sitting on the ground for like a year because, you know, I'm supposed to move any minute now, except for those panel stands messing me up. I've been in this like holding pattern of, oh, I'm just gonna move in a couple of weeks. Oh, it's all gonna get done in a couple of weeks. Those things have cost me like 6 months. I'm not kidding, it's awful, but we're working on it. I intentionally put a lot of herbs into green stock tiers so that it would be this easy to move them. So this is my thyme, obviously, and it is flowering, which is beautiful. Hang on, here you go. Have a little sniff of that. Go ahead, do it. Take a big breath in, out, and then do it again because it smells so good. Yeah, I know, it's gorgeous, isn't it? And then I've got my rosemary back here. I did just treat some spider mites in here, and I'm hoping that they don't come back because I didn't bring my plant soap out here with me. But I might have to bring some plant soap out here to take care of that next time. And then I have a couple of little green onions over here. And I just set it on top of a tree stump so that it doesn't like sink into the ground or anything like that. But I'm happy to have it out here. I was gonna throw some mulch underneath this part today, but I am very tired. My camera just overheated, and it turns out so was I. I checked my blood oxygen and it's down to 89%, which my lungs are not very cooperative with me. So that kind of makes sense for them, but not for me. I just want to take you to one spot out in the woods real quick. It's just right up the road. And I want to show you something over there. So let's go over there. Okay. So this is where we were tromping around earlier, but we went like all the way up the road and around to get there. last time, but I'm gonna put my bee yard in here. So the house is over there, and the ravine that runs behind the house goes from here and then curves and goes that way. So down at the far end is where I want to put the bees. And I think I'm going to put my guineas right here because this is right around the corner from the house. Catch my breath. I was going to keep my guineas with my chickens, but like bird flu is not a huge threat in this area. But if perchance it did happen, since my guineas roam the woods, I would rather lose one flock than two if they caught something. I don't want them to like bring stuff home to the chickens every night. And then that takes care of the how do I let the guineas out but not the chickens problem. But that means that if I put the guineas right here, that means that I'm going to have to put the bees almost all the way to the lake on the other side, which is okay. It wasn't quite what I meant to do. But then I want to put in a footbridge from my lot into this piece of woods. And having the bees down at the far end would actually make that easier because that's where it's easier to bridge, like literally to bridge the ravine. So I think that's what I'm going to do with that. So these are everywhere out here. I keep finding them. And this is beautyberry, which I've never used before, but they're starting to bloom. So I should be able to harvest plenty. I'm finding so many of these just all over the woods, and there's even a couple in my lot. So I heard that they're good for like jam or jelly, so that's probably what I'm going to do with them. But I don't know yet because I've never used them, so I have some reading to do, basically, is what I'm saying. Let's head back this way. I have a little story to tell you over there. I had an encounter, y'all, okay? All right, this is my cautionary tale. We're doing the power before the water. I have to find somebody else to do my water because the person who was going to do it stopped answering messages. I thought we were friends. I'm not sure what's up. Anyhow, point being, no plumbing. So when I need to fertilize the ground, I used to come over here because it was a good like hiding spot from whoever is helping me out here. I could go back behind all of this, behind that tree, squat down and fertilize the ground like you do. So a few weeks ago, maybe it's been a couple of months now, I was in that vulnerable position, let's say, and I look over and somebody was watching me, and it was a baby copperhead. He was little, which means that there were a lot of them. I I know it was a juvenile from the size. I couldn't see its tail, but I am absolutely certain it was green. I haven't gone back there to fertilize again since then. I went back, like I told the friend who was with me, I was like, there's a copperhead over here. And then we came back and we looked at it and got some pictures, but I haven't used these facilities since. Heart rate of 158 and blood oxygen of 89. I think it is time for me to take a break. I think we're I think we're about to head back actually. Have a friend out here helping me today. Pardon me. So I'm gonna go shut up the windows in the house. There's such a nice cross breeze in my living room, y'all. I'm gonna head back to the other house and make some pizzas for dinner because a couple of weeks ago I made some sourdough pizza crust and I stuck them in the freezer. Yay me. And I will see y'all later, all right? Be good or have fun. The choice is yours. Later, y'all.